Looks like Grimace has been getting some gender-affirming care. Protect the dolls! Hello, Champagne Dreamers. Welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, I don't know how you found me, but welcome. I'm a little bit more colorful than usual, and we'll talk about that later in the video, but I don't know how you found me, but I hope you'll stick around and hit that subscribe button, become part of the family. My name is Janessa J. Champagne, and I am North Dakota's trash queen of glam, geek, and gore. And for today's video, it is that time of year. We are wrapping up 2025, heading into 2026, and it is time to do our best of beauty awards for 2025. We have nearly 30 awards, so we are going to get into it. I'm probably not going to grab all of the products and show mine on screen. I'll put pictures and things because we have a lot to get through, and I hope you're excited for this fun 80s themed award show because we are starting right now.
I've been working on myself. I really try my best to change, but sometimes in a fade. Right? Maybe we should stay in bed, pretend that everything's the same, just a little play pretend. Right? But baby, we're changing. We can't really help it. We might just enjoy it now. We said forever, forever means nothing if we don't give it all we got. We can cry when it's over. We can cry when it's over.
All right, yes, we have almost 30 awards to give out. We've got 15 assorted makeup awards to give out. We've got a couple fun awards and a couple things to talk about. And then we've got a whole bunch of fun eyeshadow awards. We're going to give out a bunch of eyeshadow palette awards, and then we're going to end with the product of the year. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Yeah, so the first award is for complexion perfection, and looking at this face right here, that goes to Glisten Cosmetics and their Spectra base. Now, I've got a couple different companies to create this look. I used 3 different colorful foundations. The base purple is actually from Sunset Makeup, and then I used the pastel purple Spectra base from Glisten Cosmetics to do all of my concealer areas, all of my highlighting, and then I used their black Spectra base to do my contour, the base of my contour before I went over it with blush. So I have 3 different colorful foundations and 2 of them are from Glisten. I have been having so much fun playing with these. I created a pink look in one of my Lucky Dip lives. I'll put a picture here on the screen so you can see it. These are both pink foundations, a pink and a pastel pink from Glisten Cosmetics. And for 2026, I'm going to be diving into more fun, crazy, colorful foundation looks. So congratulations. All right, the next award, it is the holiday time. I'm filming this just before Christmas. And so I wanted to have an award for the best holiday release. And this is going to go to MAC Cosmetics. Now, they always do a really big holiday collection, and they had some beautiful things. There were a lot of like lipsticks that had mint green, which I loved. There was a little palette that looked like a mint green jewel. But the best seasonal release is actually this 4-piece lip set based around their iconic shade Velvet Teddy. I got one of these last year or the year before that was all based around the shade Curious, and they did another one where you can get 4 different formulas from MAC's lip formulas in a version of the shade Velvet Teddy. So here you can see there is a tube lipstick, there is a gloss balm, there is a air gloss, and then there is this tall lipstick that I believe is a matte finish. And these are all based on the iconic shade Velvet Teddy. I love these. I love trying one color in a bunch of different formulas. I love that you can layer it and still keep that. Sometimes, you know, when you're creating a lip combo, sometimes the pencil will look like it's right, but then it changes the color of the lipstick ever so much. I love that these are all different formulations of the same color. All right, I said I wasn't going to grab everything, but I just have to show this off. This is the gag gift. This is the best novelty product, and I absolutely have to give it to Sexy Gloss by Northside Princess, aka Sexy Red. These are those infamous glosses. So, of course, we have shades like Coochie Juice, Booty Hole Brown, and the one I used for an upcoming Get Ratchet With Me that'll be on my channel in January, Gonorrhea. It's a beautiful shimmery green. Makeup names have been sexy and maybe a little bit scandalous for a while. I mean, NARS's Orgasm has been huge for ages, but these really took it over the line, and I had to give them a little bit of an award. I love risque, sketchy stuff. I love weird makeup products, and so these absolutely deserved an award. All right, the next award, we are in lip products. We're working through lip products. Oopie Goopie Goodness, the best gloss. I like glosses. I don't love them. If I'm doing a show, if I'm doing a photo shoot where I really need my lips to last, they don't really work. I usually have to do a liquid lipstick and then put like shadow over it, or a liquid eyeshadow that'll dry down if I want more of like a shimmer effect. But with filming YouTube and TikToks and things, I can play a little bit more, and I've been loving Oopie Goopie lips. And the best lip glosses, now technically they're called lip oils. I don't really know what the difference is. They kind of feel like the same thing. I think lip oils just have a higher oil content, and so they call them lip oils. But I'm going to give it to the Blend Bunny X Jordan Liberty Masterclass lip oils. They are so good. They are so beautiful. There are pigmented, not matte, but just like a non-shimmer version. The shimmer ones are gorgeous. I hope we get more of those. The metallics are gorgeous. They just launched 5 new shades with their Haunt Me collection. I am here for it. I think they are fantastic. Definitely the best of the year. Lipstick lover. I love a bullet lipstick. Again, they're ones that I usually save for filming days, not really for shows or for photo shoots. Sometimes I'll layer it in a little bit if I know that I'm going to have time to touch up. But I love a bullet lipstick, and I have been loving the Menacing Metals from Unearthly Cosmetics. They are phenomenal. They have beautiful, beautiful shades. They have interesting shades. There are flashes of green and blue and purple, plus Cherub, which is this like corally pink with a gold. Gorgeous. They are all beautiful. Cherub is probably as close as I've gotten to the lipstick I've been looking for years. Urban Decay, way back in the day when you used to have to buy it back in head shops, used to have a shade called Burnout that was a beautiful, beautiful warm yellowy pink with a beautiful gold shimmer. I wish they would go into the vaults and bring that back. And Cherub is a little bit deeper, but it's probably the closest I've found to that shade. So the Menacing Metals from Unearthly Cosmetics are absolutely phenomenal. I watched a live on Instagram where she swatched some lab samples of new colors, and I cannot wait. All right, Painted On, the best liquid lipstick. This one was a struggle, y'all. This one was a struggle. We have been in such a lip oil oopy goopy lip moment that a lot of brands have not been putting out liquid lipsticks. And as much as possible, I tried to keep with things that were released this year. I don't know if these were released this year or not, but I picked them up this year, kind of late into the year. And they are the liquid lipstick and gloss duos from Unicorn Snot. So here you can see we've got a green liquid lipstick with a yellowy green gloss to go over top of it. These are fantastic duos. I ordered like 4 of these when I was trying out the brand, and I love it. They're a lot of fun. There wasn't a lot of competition because I do have a little bit of trouble when I need to like reapply, or if I develop like a hole in the lipstick and I have to kind of patch it up. It gets a little bit tricky. So they're lucky that there wasn't a lot of competition for this award, but they are pretty fantastic. And I love that they come in wild, crazy colors. And I love that they come with glitter. All right, we are not done with lip products yet. Gloss Boss. I love a glossy lipstick. I didn't think I would. Do you remember when that lipstick brand that came out, it was a black-owned makeup brand, and they kind of only ever did 2 runs of these lipsticks, and then they kind of faded away? I'm going to look for it. I know I featured it in one of my black owned makeup brand videos. They were in like the brown tubes and they were all these like nude colors. And then they did like a red line and they were all super glossy. It's a P name and I can't put my finger on it, but I didn't really love those because I wasn't into glossy lipsticks. Because again, for shows and things, I wasn't really for it. But now, as I've been loosening up with just having a fun filming day, filming for YouTube, filming for TikTok, and my favorite glossy lipsticks are the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb sticks. Now, these have that delightful cherry candy smell that all the Fenty products, most of the Fenty products have. They've had a couple lip products that didn't have that, like the liquid lipsticks didn't, but oh, it smells so good. They did a collection this summer that had like a hot pink and a purple and a corally orange. And then later on in the year, they came out with this white one. So good. I love to put down a liquid lipstick and layer these over them so that it gives a little bit of gloss, a little bit of oopy goopiness. And it does reactivate the liquid lipstick, but it's not that bad as like having a gloss or a lip oil. So I can get away with it for longer when I put this over a liquid lipstick than I can with a gloss. I love these. All right, game, set, match. That's as sporty as I'm going to get. I don't do the sports ball, but I wanted to do an award for the best makeup sets because I think who has been killing it this year is Glamlight, and they've been doing it for a little while. Their lip kits are next level. They are so good. The one complaint I have is that we need more of a range of colors. The Bratz collection that just came out a little while ago, they were all very nudie with different undertones, kind of a reddish tone, a pinkish tone, more of a brownish tone, those kinds of things. But I really need them to come out with more colors in these lip kits. With the horror collections, they've sometimes done like a red with a red liner, or a red with a black liner, or a nude with a black liner. So they've played around with it a little bit. We need more because they are phenomenal. Now, they blend beautifully. The Bratz collection ones, I used those for a theatrical production that I was in. You can find out more about that here. But I absolutely love them. I hope they keep going with it. I love their lip kits. They are a smash. A home run, if you will. And I won't. Blushin' besties. Oh, anybody who has been watching my content, if you've watched any of my lives, you know what this is going to be. The best blush palette of this year was absolutely Blend Bunny X Jordan Liberty Masterclass. That big one and then the little one. Those blushes are so silky and beautiful and gorgeous. They're so easy to use. They're so blendable. They're so pigmented. Stunning, stunning colors. There are bright, vivid colors. There are nudie lingerie colors. There are some brights that aren't like fuchsia, like there's a bright bubblegum pink. Beautiful. And then that little mini palette with the 4 shimmer blushes. We're going to need more of those, Maggie. Please, if you ever see this, you are absolutely going to have to give us more of those shimmer blushes because they are stunning. Absolutely the best blush palette, and technically 2 palettes of the year. Then we've got Single and Minglin', the best single blushes. Absolutely have to give this to Hung Van Gogh Beauty. My good Judy Dion and I have done a lot of content with Hung Van Gogh Beauty. We did dual lives on her channel, on my channel. We did swatch parties. We did all kinds of fun things with Hung Van Gogh Beauty. There are some fantastic products, but I really have to shout out the blushes. The single blushes are gorgeous. They're so nice to work with. They're so beautiful. And they come in a lot of colors and they come in a lot of layerable colors. So if you're like me, I don't wear blush. I wear 6 blushes. And so they have like a dark orange and then like a peach. And they have like a fuchsia and then a pink. And then a baby pink. So like if you like to ombre and layer your blushes, there are complementary shades that are so gorgeous. I have like 5 or 6 of them. Love them. I've seen the light, and we are going to be talking about the best highlighter. And of course, Unearthly Cosmetics is back on this list again. The Ooze highlighter with Xander Bear was absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. I love a green highlight. I am here for it all the time. That green highlight is absolutely gorgeous, absolutely stunning. And you know what? I love highlighter so much, I had to give out two awards this year because some of you might not be so keen on the green. I get it. We've got the office divas. We've got the girls who have the conservative workplaces where you can't always wear fun highlighters like green. And so the Conjuring X Lethal Cosmetics two collab highlighters. That one is a beautiful peachy orange gold. So if you need something a little bit closer to the neutrals with still a beautiful shine, some real beautiful glittery, I don't know that it's actual glitter, but it's got a real kind of glittery shimmer to it. Absolutely stunning. Those are my winners for best highlighter. Now we are going to do Ballin' on a Budget. And you know what? We're not done with highlighters yet because the NYX Buttermelt highlighters were absolutely the best drugstore product that I tried. Now I get it. I'm not your drugstore diva. I don't do a lot of drugstore makeup. I play around, especially foundations and concealers and things like that. But I don't love a lot of drugstore products, so I don't try a ton. So maybe there's some gem out there that I missed. You can let me know down in the comments if there's some like drugstore must have that I didn't try that you feel should have gotten this award. But the Buttermelt highlighters are so good. Now, NYX loves to take a theme and beat it into the ground. Good for them. Charlotte Tilbury does it. A lot of brands do it. NARS, I'm looking at you, Orgasm, every different version. And you know what? The Buttermelt, the blushes, great. The bronzers, great. The highlighters, absolutely elite next level. They are so good. They come in such a beautiful range of colors. And it was late to the market. It took a little while, but that, I think it's called Butter Than Black. Oh, such a gorgeous, deep, rich highlighter. And on deeper skin tones, absolutely gorgeous. But if you like a weird, wacky highlight, it's absolutely stunning. Stunning. Walk in the line, best liners. I was gonna skip liners and not give an award for them, but then I was like, oh yeah, did we forget? Singe Beauty put out their evocative liners this year, and they are so good. They're a wooden pencil. I know some people prefer the mechanical. I like a wooden pencil, and these are really good quality. They are so beautiful, and they come in really interesting shades. They come in very neutral shades. Some are very cool tone leaning. Even the warm ones are not, there isn't like a chocolate brown, right? Like she didn't give us the basic beige Becky bullshit kind of shades that every brand does. She gave us interesting, like a mustardy yellow orange. So beautiful. A deep, like walnut, cool toned brown, almost taupey. So gorgeous. The evocative liners, absolutely the best liners of the year. All right, doing the most. This is an award I decided to throw in for the best fun product, right? Like a lot of these are covering the things that are kind of standard to a routine. You know, everybody's got different makeup that they do. They've got different styles. But, you know, if you think you go through complexion, you've got primer, you've got foundation, you've got concealer, you put on your eyeshadow, maybe an eye primer, all that kind of stuff. But then there are products that are just there for fun. They don't fit into any category. They're just kind of a fun, interesting little addition to your makeup routine. And I am obsessed with the Phase It freckles. These freckle patches, they are so gorgeous, so fun. I have them in so many different colors. I have some of the patches that are little strawberries. I almost, if I wasn't running behind, we're running a little behind filming today, and I was going to put the purple freckles on with this look because I thought it would just be extra. It would be lovely. I love these. I mean, look, I have like almost a dozen of these packages. I have 3 different kinds of green freckles. I have snowflakes. I have strawberry patches. I am loving this. These are so much fun. Dion, cover your ears. I know Dion and Grace and I did a collab video. I'll put my video here for your reference. Dion did not enjoy her time using the Phase It freckles, but I think they are the best fun product of the year. And I haven't done a look with them yet, but there's some Taylor Swift inspired mint green and orange freckles for Life of a Showgirl. Because now the sky is opalite. And finally, in the general makeup category, the last thing we have is the best new brand launch. And I actually decided to divide this into two. Once again, we have two winners. The first one is the influencer or celebrity brand, and that I had to give to God Mode Beauty. Chloe Grace Moretz, I love her. The movie Greta is so creepy and good. I absolutely love that. I didn't mind. I keep promising it, and someday I'm going to do it, my video about Carrie, the original and the remake, because I actually think that the new Carrie is not as bad as people make it sound. I think she's great, and she apparently is a gamer and did this gamer-inspired line called God Mode. And I ordered some things, some eyeshadow palettes, that highlighter egg that's in a metal egg. So fun. A couple liners and things, and I've been having fun just kind of playing and swatching. Let me know down in the comments below if you'd like to see a look using that. I didn't put together a video. I wasn't sure if people were that interested. It kind of got a lot of attention when it first was announced, and then it seems to have kind of died off. I haven't seen a lot of people talking about it, but if you'd like to see something with God Mode Beauty, let me know in the comments below, because I could certainly do that. Now, in terms of a makeup artist or just a regular brand launch that's not a celebrity brand, I went with Hung Van Gogh Beauty again. Now, he is a celebrity, but he is a makeup artist, and he's a makeup artist to celebrities, and his brand is really phenomenal. The eyeshadow palettes are really beautiful. He put them out in a whole range of colors, and they're very monochromatic. So like the blue palette is blue. The green palette is green with maybe one or two kind of yellow leaning with like green undertones. There's a purple palette, but there's also the neutrals palette, the warm palette. There's a cool tone palette that's like black and gray. They are beautiful, and he gave a range of people. And if you want to do something colorful, you can buy 2 or 3 palettes. You know, they're little 8-pan palettes. They're really gorgeous. The blushes we already mentioned, they are gorgeous. The lipsticks are fantastic, the bullet lipsticks. I am still crossing my fingers that we get a highlighter. I know my friend Dion thinks that he would only do neutral because that's what he tends to do in his makeup, but I'm like, when he gave us eyeshadow palettes, he gave us a range. He gave us the brightest of the brights to the nudest of the nudes, and I'm hoping that means that with highlighters we'll get the same sort of color range. I feel like in blushes he gave us a huge range from very like neutral beige Becky kind of looks to more vivid fuchsia, you know, hot orange kind of thing. So I'm hoping, I hope I'm not wrong, but I hope if we get a highlighter, I hope we get a nice range of really interesting colors. So Hung Van Gogh Beauty is also one of the best brands of the year. So now we've got a couple fun things to talk about that are sort of awards before we get to the eyeshadow awards. So I wanted to do just some fun little things. They're kind of in the makeup category, but they're a little bit different. They're a little bit odd. So we're going to do those 3 awards first and then get into eyeshadows. Yeah, so I have name dropped my friend Dion Laura. She is fantastic. We met here through YouTube. We met through a channel called Makeup by Torrance. Torrance has not been recording for a while. I check in on him occasionally. We send each other memes and stuff, and I really hope he comes back to YouTube someday. But Dion and I have really been having a lot of fun. We do a lot of collabs. We do dual lives. Sometimes we bring Grace along for our shenanigans. Grace is fantastic. And Dion loves to send out makeup. So if you don't follow her channel, it'll be linked below. You absolutely should, because she does a lot of like giveaways. And she also, like, to her inner circle, will sometimes just send out makeup. And so I have something that was really the best like hand-me-down makeup product that I got all year. And that is the Scott Barnes Chic Cheek Volume 1. These colors are absolutely gorgeous. When I did my pink foundation look for Lucky Dip Live, I used these peachy colored blushes here, and they were just absolutely gorgeous. I used this for contour, and it brought this deep, like woody red into the contour that was so much better than just using a brown contour. I have been loving playing with this, and I'm going to keep playing with it. It might even tempt me. I need to go look and see if this is volume 1. Are there other volumes? Because maybe I need to have them. I really love the look of this, and it's been really fun to play with. So thank you, Dion. This was the best makeup hand-me-down of the year. Can you guess what it is? If you were wondering why I was looking like Kool-Aid Man made some choices and became the Kool-Aid Woman, here is why. This is my color of the year. I have a Get Ratchet with me that's going to be coming where I do this whole look and I talk more about it. But basically that like ridiculous cloud dancer, curb stomper, clan white, whatever that bullshit is. I have no time for it. And so I decided that I am going to name my own color of the year, and it is electric purple. Hashtag 8F00FF. Now, in that Get Ratchet With Me, we'll talk more about it. There's going to be hashtags. I'm going to try to create a community playlist. I would love for you to do looks featuring this beautiful shade and tag me in them. Or if this shade doesn't resonate for you, if this isn't it, I would like you to pick your own color of the year to create fun makeup looks with. Still tag me, still use the hashtags that we'll talk about in the Get Ratchet With Me video so that I can find them and add them to the playlist. We are going to celebrate color this year. There's going to be none of this cloud off-white bullshit. We're not going to do it. So this is my homage to the color of the year, electric purple. And the last little fun award I wanted to give out is another one that goes to Glisten Cosmetics. This is for Best Charity Product. Their Pride Liner collection. These were so much fun. I've been loving the Glisten wet liners, water activated liners, aqua liners, whatever you want to call them. And they did a Pride collection. And there were like 20 different, I forget how many total, but there were a whole bunch of these different little liner cakes that are based on different identity flags. You could order them individually, but if you ordered 4 of them together, you got this little collector box and you could put them in. And so here you can see I have LGBT. We have the LGBT represented in here, the lesbian, gay male, bisexual, and transgender. And these are fun cake liners. You can mix them up. They're easy to clean up, or you can use a little brush and get individual colors. Each of them has several colors, and proceeds went to Not a Phase. Now, they had a different charity partner. There was some drama that I didn't really hear about. I didn't really follow because this is a sticker. There's some Stonewall something that was originally the charity partner, but apparently there were concerns. They addressed them right away, and they got new. The box packaging is updated, but then for the actual liners, they just added little stickers. And so they were listening to people's feedback when they had concerns about the charity partner. I just think that Glisten Cosmetics did a really fantastic job. I have 2 of these little sets of 4. I decided to put the LGBT in one of them, and then I have non-binary and pansexual, and I have a few other identities that are tucked away in another box. And so I love these, and really I have a whole rainbow of colors that I can use. And so I like having these as a little option in case I want to bring one for travel that's got multiple colors, in case I want to do something artistic. So I love that they did that. And this pairs nicely with that MAC Colors of Pride palette. These are absolutely the best charity product of the year that I tried. All right, are you ready to get to some eyeshadows? Me too. They get their own category. They get their own section of the awards because eyeshadows are the most fun, right? Like for me, I love a lip product. Often a lip product will be my like comfort buy. If I'm feeling like I want to shop some feelings and I need something easy and not want to spend a ton of money, I'll go buy a lip product. I'll go get a Maybelline liquid lipstick. I'll go get like a gloss stick from Fenty, something like that. You know, I do love a lip product, but when I think about what's the like most exciting for me when I'm looking at new releases, it's definitely the eyeshadow palettes. So I wanted to give them their own section. And what I wanted to do for this year, because I always like to make it a little bit different. And again, I still haven't been reviewing makeup on my website as much. And so I used to use that as kind of the basis for the awards, but now I'm coming up with categories and awarding things in a different way. And this year I wanted to do a rainbow of colors. So 6 of the awards are based on a color of the traditional 6-color pride flag. So we've got best red palette, best orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Now it doesn't mean that it has to be monochromatic. These don't have to be monochromatic palettes. They just have to have like that color as like a feature, as really kind of a standout piece from that palette. And so we are going to go through and we're going to start with red. Well, red and pink. Let's say that because I was going to have a separate one for pink because I do love pink and I love pink eyeshadow palettes. But when I realized what I had picked for the red and the pink, I was like, let's just combine them because I picked the From Trixie and From Katya holiday palettes from Trixie Cosmetics. So they were a little set. They came together or separately. You could buy little bundles. And the Katya palette is beautiful reds and blacks and grays, very smoky. And then Trixie's is a little bit lighter pink. There's like a champagne glitter, and they really pair beautifully together. If you like red and pink eyeshadow together like I do, they are a perfect pair, and they are absolutely the perfect red and pink palettes for 2025. Now for orange, there were a few contenders. There were a few palettes that had some standout beautiful orange shades, but I had to give it to Hung Van Gogh Beauty and their outrageous oranges. I think that that is so beautiful. I love their little 8-pan monochromatic palettes. I think it gave some really interesting orange, some peach options. And I did in a live stream with Dion, I did create a mixture of the orange with, I think, the green we did. It was so much fun. It was such a good time to play around with, and I absolutely loved it. Actually, I think it was the reds. Now that I think about it, I think I combined the orange with the reds. I combined the green with the pink. We did a lot of Hung Van Gogh content this year. We were really gunning for Hung Van Gogh. We loved that launch. She was super excited. She's loved him for ages. I was super excited because she was excited. And then I was more excited when I got the product. So Outrageous Orange absolutely deserves to win this award. All right, yellow. Yellow was another time where we kind of rode the struggle bus a little bit because I really, really wanted to keep the palettes to 2025. I know in the past, I've always been like, it doesn't have to be released this year. It just means I used it this year or it was a favorite this year. For the eyeshadow palettes, I really did try to keep it to palettes that were released this year. And if I wasn't keeping to that, the clear winner would have been the Monk palette from Fantasy Cosmetica, because there were some palettes that maybe had a yellow in them, but this is such a beautiful yellow gold color story. And the ones I found that just had a few yellows were not as interesting to me, except I was like, you know what? Okay, this isn't within the year. Is there another palette that we can call out that's got some yellows? And then I realized that there was something. Janet, who is part of the Crazy Troll Nation community, she's a moderator for Dion's channel along with me, and she comes to a lot of my live. She's a lot of fun. She is really a fan of this brand called Mandy Makeup. When you spell it out, it's MVNDI. And so she had been talking about it, and it was a brand I had never heard of. And then she was like, would you be open to someone sending you products? And I thought that maybe she like knew the brand and they were going to send me products. She actually bought me products from Mandy Cosmetics herself because she just loves the brand and she wanted to support them. And so she sent them to me. I'm very excited. I'm still planning something again as we put together content for next year. We're going to do something. But I decided, since she sent me like 3 lip products and 3 loose highlighters. And so I was like, I'm going to go to the site and I'm going to go check things out. And they had a collection called Wado Potato, which is named after their cat. So I was here for it. I was absolutely here for it. They had a little brush that the end looks like a cat's paw. And I'm like, I will never use that brush because it's so beautiful and I want it to stay pristine. And it was only like $10. And so that's just going to go into the collection because I love that. But there was also a Wado Potato palette. So this is Wado Potato from Mandy Cosmetics. I am very excited to try this out. I've been swatching, but I haven't done like a filmed look with it, so that will come at some point. But I was like, you know what? If we think about it, there is this yellow shade here. There is this like multicolor mixed shade that's got some yellow. There's this kind of old gold shimmer that's kind of yellowy. There's this kind of corally orange that's got a strong yellow shift to it. There are some yellow notes in this one. So I was like, you know what? This could count as the best yellow palette. And since this, as far as I know, was released this year, now this brand is new to me. So if it wasn't released this year, then I guess I'm cheating again. But since I didn't even know about the brand, Fantasy Cosmetica, I only bought that Monk palette this year, but I knew that it came out. I knew that it was out there. They had a sale and I picked it up. And so I knew that that was from last year. This one, if it's not from this year, I wouldn't know the difference. And so I was like, you know what? Janet sent me those beautiful lip products and highlighters. Let's go ahead and grab a palette and a brush, and we'll do some sort of film content at some point. So this is my best yellow palette from this year. Now for the best green palette. This is always tough because I'm always looking for green. I'm always buying green makeup and I love green palettes, but the one I really have to give it to is Agate Temptation from Singe Beauty. The greens in here, there's a couple swampier, a little bit more yellowy greens, but there's a couple more neutral, like true greens, and maybe even a little bit leaning kind of blue. That's what I love. And I love the way that she combined it with these like rusty, reddy orange kind of shades and some neutrals. I think that this is absolutely beautiful. The cover artwork is stunning. I'm absolutely here for it. So the best green palette from Singe Beauty. For the best blue palette, I have been loving Bella Beauté Bar, and there's lots of palettes that I love from them. I've picked up several this year. I've seen them around. The price point kind of scared me away, and so I'm a little bit of a recent convert to Bella Beauté Bar, but that has not stopped me from adding a whole lot of palettes to my collection. I did do a Thunderdome video of Bella Beauté Bar. You can check that out right here if you haven't already seen it. There's also a companion post on JanessaJ.com showing my rearranged palettes. But that's my old collection. I have bought a bunch of the new releases and I've absolutely loved them. For the blue palette, I had to give it to Ocean Jewel. With Ocean Jewel, I created this absolutely gorgeous Mrs. Peacock look. Look out for that next year. I do a calendar every year, and the theme for next year is my Clue project. I've been working on that for like 3-4 years, planning it in my head for even longer, and we finally have all of the photos done. So next year's calendar is going to be a special edition calendar all themed around Clue, and this Mrs. Peacock look is so gorgeous. It's so beautiful. I even got done with my face and I was like, bitch, you did that. You did that. So good. I love this so much. Absolutely the best blue palette. And for the purple palette, I had to give 2 awards. Can you tell I like purple? So first of all, from Bella Beauté Bar, the look that I have on today, this beautiful purple with turquoise and orange, this is the Dark Dreamscape palette. I absolutely had to give it to them because this was so fun to put together with this beautiful purple foundation. I absolutely love it. But the other MVP for purple, these had more like blue purples, which is what I prefer. But I also sometimes love a plummy wine kind of purple. And Gourmand Girls, the Bitten palette. Speaking of that Clue calendar of which we were talking earlier, my Professor Plum look I put together using the Bitten palette from Gourmand Girls. So both of these looks I did on the same day. We had a marathon photo shoot day. I did Mrs. Peacock, I did Professor Plum, and we really rocked it. And those 2 palettes really came in clutch. And so the Bitten, absolutely, if you want like a wine red leaning purple, I would say go with Bitten. If you want more of that blue leaning purple, the Dark Dreamscape from Bella Beauté Bar. Neither one will steer you wrong. All right, we have to give an award for the best beige Becky bullshit. I don't buy a lot of neutral palettes. I'm not super into neutrals. I do sometimes love to dabble. They always come out a little bit more extreme than I plan, but I do love a fun neutral palette. And I really liked the Trixie Cosmetics x Brittany Broski Hollywood palette. I thought that was fun. I love the Trixie Cosmetics blush formula, so I love that they did a combined eye palette with a blush set into the palette. Some people don't like that. I do. I absolutely don't mind having a face product in with my eye palette. They're all powders. You can use them all wherever you want. That blush is a beautiful shade you could use on the eyes as well. So I don't mind that it's in there at all. I know some people do, but I love it. And I thought it was the best beige Becky bullshit for 2025. Not mad about it. No surprise is going to go to the Rotten palette from Microsoft and Blend Bunny. Absolutely love that palette. It's so gorgeous. It's so weird. It's so fun. And in January sometime, Dion and I are going to be doing a troll play live over on her channel. And I am going to use that palette to create a fun, colorful foundation look. We're going to do something like this, but we're going to play with like orange and peach, and we're going to create some like moldy sort of looks with that Rotten palette. I am so excited. Definitely check out for that, coming to Dion's channel in January. I just think these matte shades are so beautiful, and the artwork with all of those rotten fruits and all the different things, I absolutely loved it. So good. Such a winner. Best matte palette. Love it. Now we get into the best collab palettes, and we're going to start with IP. That goes to, of course, who else could it be? Glamlight. They have been killing the game. Remember when they used to do all food-themed palettes? I loved a lot of those palettes, and in fact, I have a Thunderdome on my channel for a long time until it was surpassed by the yellow foundation video. It was the most viewed video on my channel. It's still in the top 10, I believe, and it's absolutely fabulous. I loved the food themed, but their collab palettes have really hit the spot. Absolutely gorgeous. I love them, and I have to give it to Team Jacob from their Twilight collection. Now, Taylor Lautner. Can I tell you, I don't like Twilight. I tried to read the book, and I made it about 70 pages in, and I had to stop. It was not for me, shall we say. I've never really watched the movies, but have I absolutely looked at JPEG images of the wolf pack with their shirts off running around, especially Taylor Lautner? Absolutely I have. Absolutely I have. They are gorgeous. They are beautiful. I was Team Jacob the whole time. The whole weird, the lion lays down with the lamb bullshit that they did. I mean, it's all just like abstinence porn. It's creepy. I have a whole rant about Twilight that I'm not going to get into. But if I was going to have to vote for one of those two, I'm going to vote for Team Jacob. And that brown and green palette is absolutely gorgeous. Love it. Glamlight is killing it with these IP collabs, and I hope they keep it up. And I hope we get more horror. That Saw collection was also really good. That was a close. That I haven't really had time to play with. It just came in fairly recently, and it's on my list. But since I haven't played with it, I haven't really confirmed. It's a unique, interesting color story. That could have taken the spot, but I had to give it to Team Jacob. And the best collab palette for an influencer or person, is anybody surprised? Once again, Blend Bunny. Blend Bunny is probably my favorite brand out there right now. It's definitely in the top. I absolutely love them. I have all of their palettes. I am in love with all of them. But the Ellis Volume 2, because if you've watched any of my content where I talk about Blend Bunny, what's my one complaint that I always have is that those palettes never have enough shimmer. I love shimmer. I love sparkle. And with Ellis Volume 2, she listened and she gave us an 18 pan all shimmer palette. And I did see somebody asked on her Instagram, she was doing like an Ask Me Anything, and somebody submitted a question about, is there going to be another all shimmer palette? And I think she said like something's in the works, and I am dying for it. That Ellis Volume 2, both of the palettes are great. You know, that Ellis Volume 2, the matte palette could have been in the running for the best matte palette, but I loved Rotten more, and I loved the imagery and the packaging and the weird collection of colors. The Ellis is a little bit more neutral, but in terms of like a collab palette, that Garden of Stars, absolutely breathtaking. Absolutely love it.
What I always wanted, I could never have it. Gone before I grabbed it, over before it started. No, I could never have it. What I always dreamed of, I could always see us. Shadows in the distance, watching from the fences. But I could never have it. Now the space between us laughs at all our hopes always was. I fall for my beliefs. My time stands still while you're dancing in the darkness.
All right, we are on the last award. We are on the big one, the product of the year. What do I think is the best product of all of 2025, of all the products I looked through? You guys are going to be shocked because it is not an eyeshadow palette. We're going to give you a second down in the comments below. Pause the video. Don't cheat. Go down in the comments below and tell me what you think the best product of the year is. For some of you, it may not come as a surprise. And yes, we have already seen it. The Blend Bunny X Jordan Liberty Masterclass Blush Palette. This is bar none my favorite product of the year, the best product of the year. Back in the day, would I have ever said that a blush palette would be my favorite product of the year? I would have laughed in anybody's face if they suggested that. But I love this so much. The beautiful, beautiful shades in here. There are like 3 sparkly, shimmery blush shades in here. And then there's that companion palette. But there are so many. I mean, look at these vivid, bright, purple to fuchsia to peach to orange, these kind of nudie lingerie shades, some pinks down here. These are so beautiful and brilliant to work with. I absolutely have never had a blush formula that I've liked more than this. If I had to suddenly get rid of a bunch of blush, I could get by with this because there's so many beautiful shades and I just want more and more and more. I want more of the shimmer blushes. I want more of these beautiful mattes. I want a red. I want more options for pink. I just want more. This had to be the best product of the year. I have used this in so many looks. I am absolutely obsessed. Well earned. This easily beat out eyeshadow palettes, which I never thought would happen, but I just, when I looked back at what I've used and what I've loved, I keep going back to this over and over and over again. I absolutely love this. All right, that is the video. Those are the awards for 2025. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. Let me know down below what you thought of my list. Do you agree with me? Do you want to argue anything? Is there anything that I missed? I've said the last couple of years, I've said that I've kind of pared down the number of brands that I shop from. I don't try as many new brands. And so that's why, like, when it came to the best new brand launch, Hung Van Gogh and God Mode Beauty, I've tried some brands this year, but not as many as like 5 years ago. I would have had like 30 to pick from. Now I'm much more choosy. I'm much more selective. I've been sticking to the brands that I love. And that's why you see multiples from the same brands. That's why you see multiples of Bella Beauté Bar, of Blend Bunny Cosmetics, Hung Van Gogh Beauty, all of these different things. That's why you see multiples, because I really am like scaling it down to the people and the brands that I know that I love. And I'm so excited that I got to share this with you. And I love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. I love to chat. While you're down there leaving that comment, don't forget to give me that thumbs up to tell me that you appreciated this, that you enjoyed it, that you thought it was a fun wrap up to the year. Or if you think all of my choices are wrong, if you think I have terrible taste in makeup, go ahead and give me that thumbs down. I will take it. It is all engagement. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch, and neither am I. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon and switch it to all notifications so that you will find out every single time that I upload a video or go live. I've been trying really, really hard. I've been incorporating more lives, and I try to make sure I have at least one video or live per week. And sometimes, if you're lucky, if you're very, very lucky, you might even get a bonus video. Ooh, awards season horrific. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down in the description box below, including a link to my website, The World of Champagne at JanessaJ.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love and appreciate all of you. Be on the lookout for the Get Ratchet with me with this fabulous purple look so that you can take part in the challenge that I'm launching for next year, where we have the real color of the year, We're going to have so much fun. My color that I've chosen is electric purple, hashtag 8F00FF if you want the hex code to use it in all of your projects and things. Or if you want to pick your own color, then make sure you let me know and we will add it to the community playlist. I am so excited when this Get Ratchet With Me comes out in early January, probably. Then the project will be live and it will be live for 2026 because we're not doing that off-white bullshit. We're not doing it. We're doing color, we're doing fun, and you can either go with my electric purple selection or you can choose your own. And until we get to that, until we do it, until the next video, until the next live, until the next time, I love and appreciate all of you. And until I see you again, bye.